Hello everybody, welcome to the channel. My name is JGOD. In today's video, we're going to be focusing on the best class setup for the GKS and Call of Duty Black Ops 4. Typically, when I run this weapon, I'm going to run it with a reflex sight, grip 1, suppressor, and extended mags. I did go ahead and experiment with different attachments on the GKS. I went with the double grip, I went with the advanced rifling, but nothing felt quite as good as this selection of attachments right here. You can also see the rest of the class setup I decided to go with. I went with that stim shot, scavenger, gung ho, as well as dead silent. So that's pretty much the best class setup for the GKS at this moment. At this point in the video, we'll go ahead and transition to a gameplay breakdown, which is actually my favorite part of the video. And just a quick reminder, if you enjoy any part of the video, make sure you hit that like button. Let's get this video over 500 likes. And if you're brand new to the channel, I typically cover Call of Duty content, related news, in-game updates, best class setups, subscriber breakdowns, as well as other tip and trick videos on how to improve with Call of Duty. And that's the type of content you typically like to watch. Make sure you subscribe, turn those notifications on so you can find your way back to the channel. Let's go ahead and get into that breakdown. So in today's video, we're going to be focusing on Endurance Hardpoint, which is currently a featured mode in Call of Duty Black Ops 4, along with TDM, Kill Confirmed, and Domination. And in case you guys haven't had a chance to try this out yet, pretty much all it does is just double the score requirements. With the exception of Kill Confirmed, it makes it 150 instead of 120. Even though the GKS is a pretty average SMG when compared to the Spitfire or the SOG, one advantage it does have is its flank ability. Because it has a suppressor, you can go ahead and sneak up behind enemy lines, get a couple easy kills, and they don't even know you're there. So more often than not, you're going to have to use that to your advantage. And you can see this guy directly in front of me. I go ahead and jump out. He's not really expecting me to be closing that distance so quick because he was thinking the enemy was going to be coming from that middle section on the objective. And right here, I'm just trying to pre-aim, seeing what's going on, see if I can help out my teammates. And then I decide, go ahead and use a little shock drone, reposition. There was a guy in the window. So now I'm trying to just get out of there and go for another flank. And that's something that's way easier to do with objective game modes because a lot of times your teammates, the enemies, they're all focused in a general area. So you can kind of choose your direction that you want to approach. And right here, I end up getting a nice little three-piece. I end up taking out all three of them. They're not really sure what's going on. There was a fourth, but I decided to reposition. I was able to take them out, clear them off the objective, at least for that meantime, so my teammates can push. Unfortunately, the spawns did not flip, so we didn't get control of that area. I guess I could have pushed through the spawn. That might have been a better option, but I felt like I would have got swarmed. So now right here, I'm just playing the UAV. See the guys coming out, get a nice little easy kill. There's another one there, but I do have a teammate for backup. Make sure I'm full health, then go ahead and think about re-engaging. And right here, it gets a little bit tricky because there's a split spawn. Enemies are actually spawning at both of the home spawns, and a teammate spawns directly behind me. You'll see this teammate spawn right now. So with weird spawns like that, you just got to be aware of it. Luckily, we do have a UAV in the air, so now I know how to approach it the right angle. I'm just kind of waiting it out. It looks like this particular spawn is cleared, so now I'm able to come through. A lot of times with those split spawns, they don't last very long, and they kind of revert back to whatever the original spawn was. And with the next hard point literally being in the same room as me, it will be a good thing as long as we can lock down these spawns. So I go ahead and position here. It looks like enemies are coming in. I end up winning this gunfight. Luckily, I was able to take that guy out. And now we're starting to flood this area. Unfortunately, it does look like one of these enemy players did spawn out in this back area. So now we are getting kind of pinched from both sides. Looks like my teammate was able to take out one. And now there's another one coming up. So now we got pretty good lockdown in this area. Kind of sat in there until a teammate showed up because I don't really want to sit on the hill the entire time. I kind of want to guard the hill, shoot people off from the sides, use my flanking maneuvers, so I avoid as many gunfights as possible. And like I said earlier, one of the main reasons you want to avoid those gunfights is because at the end of the day, this gun is not the best SMG. It's very good. It can be competitive as long as you land every shot and the enemy player misses at least one. But more often than not, you're going to lose most head-to-head gunfights. You can see that the vast majority of my gunfights, almost 90% of them, have all been from the flank, not getting shot back. I've only got caught off guard once or twice. But for the most part, pretty much every one of my 10 kills has been a flank kill. So with the hardpoint moving out to that open area, we're in a pretty good spot because we have the gunship in the air shooting them off the area. So we're able to control the map fairly well. Hopefully one of the teammates will jump on. If not, then I'll have to jump on the objective at some point. That's pretty much how it works. You kind of control the map. You shut down the enemy team. You make it as easy as possible. You can see the strike team is out in full effect. I have a set. My teammate has a set. So we're in pretty good control of the map, and it's a little bit hard for the enemies to actually do anything. And that's eventually where you can actually have fun with the match because you can start running around a little bit more aggressively because you have confidence that you know where the teammates are or the strike team are. And a lot of times what happens with the strike team, even if they're not good strike team where they're actually killing the enemy players, the fact that the enemy players are going to start shooting the strike team gives away their position and gives you that little bit of map awareness at the same time. Obviously, with this being endurance hardpoint, it lasts up to that 500 score, and we got like 10 minutes on the clock total. So it's going to take an incredibly long time to finish the entire match. So obviously, I'm not going to cover the entire match because that's like a 20 to 25 minute match. Not very cool to upload that type of video. Well, at least not in my opinion. So I'm going to focus on getting the score to 250, which is a normal hardpoint match. And then we'll see how long this streak lasts, because I do go on a pretty long streak. Quick reminder, if you are enjoying the video, please hit the like button so we can get the video over 500 likes. So as we continue the breakdown, you'll see right here I peek. I know that I'm not in a good spot because this sight line is probably going to get me killed. So I go ahead and switch over to my Tempest shot, clear out the area just a little bit, and now we have a pretty good positioning on this hill. I do sit on here for quite a bit just to make sure that we do get that hill time, because it was kind of stagnant for a while. Still kind of covering the area. I have the advantage with this weapon because as long as I hit that one shot, I know I'm golden. Then I get hit with the shock part. But what you'll notice I did is I made sure I backed up, waited for the shock part, got shocked when I wanted to. And that is a huge tip that you need to be aware of. A lot of times, if you know the shock part's coming, you know you're going to get shocked, make sure you position yourself in a way that you can recover and re-engage that gunfight. Because if you get hit point blank with it and then the enemy's right there, you have pretty much no chance unless you get lucky hip fire accuracy. So I go ahead and rotate with the next rotation, trying to take over this hill as quick as possible. We do have a pretty good lockdown on the spawns behind me, so I know that more than likely all the enemies are going to be coming from the middle of the map. But when I take a peek at that mini map, it does look like there are a couple guys creeping around the outside on this right side. It looks like my teammate got engaged with them. Strike team was able to take them out. Somehow the guy peeked around. I'm not sure exactly what happened there, but they were taken out. Looks like the enemy players are starting to leave the lobby, and then we'll go ahead and get rejoined with a fresh set of enemies. And this is always kind of a weird part. I'm able to sit on the hill, rack up this time, get the free score, make sure my streaks are in the air. And unfortunately, that's a common occurrence when you play the endurance modes, because they last so long. More than likely, people do not like to get beat down on. Even though I'm not spawn trapping, I'm not doing anything ridiculous. I'm just kind of locking down the area. I was flanking for a good portion of the match. And it just happens in those endurance playlists because they last so long. People are like, we're not going to win. They go ahead and leave. New people join in. And it's kind of one of those repetitive cycles. And luckily, the people that did join decide to stay for the majority of the match because we were not spawn trapping. I think a lot of times that's a big issue. People do leave matches because they're getting spawn trapped. And I typically leave those as well. If you join into a match and you're getting spawn trapped, just leave immediately. There is no shame in leaving a match where people already have a gunship, a strike team, a sniper's nest, a attack chopper, all these different streaks in the air. It's honestly not even worth staying majority of those times. So right here, pretty much I'm just kind of running through the spawn, finding out where the enemies are. It looks like there's multiple in this area. Go ahead and jump out. Pre-firing, I was thinking someone would be there. And sometimes that's what you can do as well. If you have a good idea that someone's in a particular location, you could just jump out, pre-fire, knowing that they're there, and land a few shots before they can even react. So that puts you well ahead in that gunfight. Pretty much you're going to win that almost 100% of the time. So using the mini-map, I know that there's enemies directly in front of me right here. So I'm going ahead and focus on this area, seeing if there's going to be a guy coming around. Easy little takedown. Then the UAV shows that the enemies have flipped the spawn. So now I'm going ahead and approaching this other side, seeing if I can help in either one of these gunfights. It does look like there's a guy in the window. I kind of try and peek him out. It looks like my teammate was able to take him out. Send on my shock cart. Nice little easy kill right here. Shocks him, doesn't really have a chance. And that kind of goes to the thing that I was talking about earlier. I threw it in a way where I knew it was going to hit the guy and he didn't have a chance to react. Even if he had tac mask or time to hit correctly, he pretty much has no chance of winning that gunfight unless he just gets lucky. Even though the GKS is very accurate, even at the longest ranges, it's still not the best or most competitive weapon because it just gets too many hit markers at those ranges. So if you had a chance to look at the scoreboard, you can see that we're considerably ahead in the count with almost a 150 point lead. And at this point, you'll see I make a push to this left hill, or at least the next hill in the rotation. And since I don't really feel comfortable, since there's no UAV, I don't really know where the enemies are. I was going to go ahead and peek around to this left side, but I decided to go ahead and regroup with teammates the second I saw some down below. And that's sometimes a decision you'll make just to keep that streak going versus actually just going for high kills. I could have easily pushed the other side of the map, been outnumbered, not been in a good position. I might have actually cleaned up all the kills, who knows? but at the end of the day, it's one of those risk reward things. And although I do not play like this every single match, I usually play like this when I want to put it into a video so I can focus on those key aspects. Right here, I actually experienced a little bit of aim assist drag from a second enemy player, which caused me to actually lose this gunfight. And that about wraps it up for the video. If you did enjoy the video in any way, please remember to hit that like button. If you are brand new to the channel, you should probably hit that subscribe button if you're still watching, because you probably enjoyed the video. Make sure you got those notifications on so you can find your way back to the channel. I do appreciate all the support you guys show on the videos every day. Thank you for watching, and as always, have a great day.